This is TOEFL IBT speaking test, and this test evaluates your ability to communicate in English in an academic setting. It consists of 4 tasks. Task 1, express an opinion on a familiar topic. Listening, extended conversation between 2 students. Student 1, did you hear about the new parking policy? I think it's really unfair to students. They already struggle to find parking, and now they're making it even harder by pushing student parking farther away from the main buildings. Student 2, yeah, I agree. It's already a hassle to get to class on time, and now we'll have to walk even farther. Plus, what about students who have to carry heavy books or equipment? It's not realistic for them to walk long distances every day. Student 1, exactly. And the university is saying they'll provide a shuttle service, but have you ever used the campus shuttle? It's unreliable. Always crowded, and never on time. I doubt it'll actually make things easier for students. Student 2, right, and another thing. They say this is about making campus more pedestrian-friendly, but that's not really helpful for students who commute. Not everyone lives nearby or can bike to school. A lot of students rely on driving because they live off campus. Student 1, plus, parking at night is already a safety concern. If they move student parking farther away, students who take evening classes will have to walk longer distances in the dark. That just doesn't seem safe to me. Student 2, yeah, I think they should have at least asked for student feedback before making this decision. They're trying to make changes, but it feels like they didn't really think about the students' needs. Listening, professor's lecture. Let me give you an example of the sunk cost fallacy in real life. Imagine a person who buys an expensive ticket to a concert, but on the day of the event, they feel sick. Instead of staying home to recover, they force themselves to attend because they don't want to waste the money, even though they won't enjoy the concert. Their decision is based on the money they have already spent rather than the best course of action in the present. Similarly, businesses sometimes fall into this trap. Suppose a company invests millions of dollars into developing a product, but testing reveals it won't be successful in the market. Instead of cutting their losses, they continue spending more money on marketing and production, hoping to recover their investment. This often leads to greater financial losses rather than gains. These cases illustrate how the sunk cost fallacy influences decision-making. Task 4. Integrated Speaking Task. Listening. Academic topic. Listening. Professor's lecture. Today, we're going to talk about the halo effect, a psychological bias that influences how we perceive others. Essentially, the halo effect occurs when our overall impression of a person, company, or product influences our judgment of their specific traits. For example, if someone is physically attractive, we might unconsciously assume they are also intelligent or kind, even without any real evidence. A classic example of this was found in a study where teachers were shown pictures of students before meeting them. The more attractive students were often assumed to be more competent and hardworking, even though their actual performance wasn't necessarily better. The halo effect also appears in marketing. Consumers tend to believe that a well-designed product package or a brand with a strong reputation means the product itself must be of high quality. This cognitive bias affects everyday decision-making in ways we often don't realize. Whether it's hiring a job candidate based on their appearance or assuming a celebrity endorsement guarantees a good product, the halo effect plays a powerful role in shaping our perceptions.
I prefer working for a large company because it provides greater stability, career growth, and access to valuable resources. Large companies typically have structured career paths, mentorship programs, and professional development opportunities that help employees advance in their fields. Additionally, they often offer better job security, competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits like health insurance and retirement plans, and a well-established work environment. For example, a friend of mine joined a multinational corporation right after graduation. Through structured training programs and networking opportunities, he was able to develop essential skills, work on major projects, and secure a promotion within just 2 years. This kind of growth is often more predictable in a large company compared to a startup, where job roles might be uncertain, and financial instability could lead to layoffs. While startups may provide flexibility and innovation, the risk of job instability and limited career progression can make them less appealing. Therefore, I believe working for a large company is a better long-term choice for professional and financial security. The conversation between the students revolves around the university's new parking policy. The first student is frustrated with the new policy, which has increased parking fees and designated certain lots for faculty only. They argue that the policy is unfair to students who commute daily, making parking more expensive and less accessible. They also mention that finding a parking spot was already difficult, and now it's even worse. On the other hand, the second student supports the policy, believing it will reduce congestion and encourage the use of public transportation. They point out that the university is investing in improved shuttle services and bike-friendly infrastructure to help students get to campus without relying on cars. I agree with the first student because many students depend on personal vehicles due to long commutes, and the higher fees create financial strain. While alternative transportation is beneficial, not everyone has convenient access to it. A better approach would be to create more student parking areas or offer discounts to those who genuinely need on-campus parking. The professor explains the concept of the sunk cost fallacy, which occurs when people continue investing time, money, or effort into something simply because they have already spent resources on it, even when it is no longer beneficial. To illustrate this, the professor gives 2 examples. In the first example, a person buys an expensive concert ticket but later feels sick on the day of the event. Instead of staying home and resting, they force themselves to go because they don't want to waste the money, even though they won't enjoy the concert. In the second example, a company invests millions into developing a new product, but halfway through, they realize it won't be successful in the market. Instead of cutting their losses, they continue funding it, fearing that stopping would mean losing all the money already spent. The professor emphasizes that people should make decisions based on future benefits rather than past investments, as the sunk costs cannot be recovered. The professor explains the halo effect, a cognitive bias where people's overall impression of someone or something influences their judgment of specific traits. This means that if a person perceives one positive characteristic, they are likely to assume other positive traits as well, even without evidence. To illustrate this, the professor provides 2 examples. In the first example, a job candidate is well-dressed and confident during an interview. Because of this strong first impression, the interviewer assumes they are also highly competent and intelligent, even though their actual skills haven't been tested yet. In the second example, a teacher tends to believe that an attractive student is more hardworking and well-behaved than others, even if their performance is average. This assumption can lead to unfair advantages in grading or treatment. The professor emphasizes that the halo effect can lead to biased decisions in hiring, education, and daily interactions, making it important to evaluate people and things based on objective criteria rather than first impressions.